Minutes ago, Toledo Mayor Wade Kapszukiewicz wrapping up his State of the City address, his first one since starting his second term.
And tonight he covered a handful of topics. Kaylee Kirby is live right now to give us a recap. You just talked with the mayor. Did he address the violence that's on everyone's mind?
Yeah, Melissa, he did, both in the speech and in this one-on-one interview with him. He talked violence, he talked youth, he talked how to fix it, but he also talked good things as well during this speech. But I want to hit on the violence first. He said, quote, "We don't solve the problem if we don't fix it." He wants to talk about this. He wants us to try and fix this, whether it's him, police officers, or the community. He said violence is unacceptable, but it guides how we respond to these problems. Most crime, he says, is down, and domestic violence, or knowing someone who is the person who attacks you, is the problem. And most of it, the way to fix it, he says, is in prevention and in intervention. Take a listen to what he said earlier today.
Unfortunately, we're seeing retaliation. We are seeing revenge. Doesn't make it any less heartbreaking, but it speaks to what we need to do to solve it. In almost every case that we've seen, the victim and the attacker knew each other, or if not the victim, the target knew his or her attacker. And of course, there have been too many cases where the target was not the person who was shot, but an innocent bystander.
Now, other ways they're working to try to help fix the violence. They are planning to add 100 new Toledo police officers by the end of 2026. They're also expanding ShotSpotter into a new neighborhood. Now, on a lighter note, the mayor also touted positives that have already happened in our city, including leveraging money to create safe and livable, that's what he quoted it, safe and livable neighborhoods. One of those is replacing lead service lines, expanding ShotSpotter, as we mentioned, in neighborhoods, improving parks and the YMCA. And then something he spent a lot more time on was the youth in our community, more specifically, universal pre-K. City Council just last night approved funding $1.25 million to enter an agreement with Hope Toledo to provide universal pre-K for these kids in our area. Take a listen to that.
We are behind the other big cities in Ohio when it comes to educational attainment. We just are. In a country where over 50% of Americans have some education beyond high school, in Ohio it's only 34%. In Toledo it's 17%, and among African Americans in Toledo it's 9%. One of the reasons for that is we are the only big city that does not already provide universal pre-K.
So definitely a lot of topics the mayor covered in his State of the City speech. We also, as I mentioned, spoke to him one-on-one. We will have more of that one-on-one interview tonight. Our Roxanne Elias will be covering that at 11 p.m. You can also watch his State of the City address right now at WTOL.com. Reporting live in East Toledo, Kaylee Kirby, WTOL 11.